Welcome back to Alchemical Astrology. I'm your host and stargazer Melusine with the latest lunar report for the end of July 2022. We have entered Leo season, and the transition from the elements of water to fire and feminine to masculine energies can be tricky to navigate at the best of times. One thing to always bear in mind is that the cycles, both big and small, are repetitive by definition, and we have survived them countless times over. The key is to track the results and fine-tune our approaches so that it becomes an effortless alignment of flow. It is my privilege and honor to assist as best I can in facilitating your transformation as we mutually co-create a vibrant new timeline. One important point to make with this principle in mind is that our collective transcendence depends on the heart and not the head. I will explain in depth the methodology of heart navigation in a course I'm offering this fall called Mystical Kabbalah for Stargazers that combines astrology, alchemy, and Kabbalistic teachings as they apply to the new millennium. I emphasize this now as the Sun rules Leo, and Leo is all about the heart. So it's time to up our game. Lining ourselves up with these celestial guideposts is sure to accelerate and support our growth as individuals and a collective. And now let's have a look at what the sky is telling us as we embrace a new lunation in the fixed fire sign of the Lion. First, it is important to note that any configurations that fall within the cross of matter, marked by the fixed signs of Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio, will have long-lasting effects by virtue of their being fixed. On July 28th, the Sun and Moon will be at 5 degrees Leo, supported by a positive trine to the great benefic Jupiter. This is very supportive in and of itself. However, Mercury at 18 degrees Leo is opposing Saturn in Aquarius and squaring Mars, Uranus, and the North Node in Taurus, forming what is known as a T-square that is pointing towards the South Node in Scorpio for resolution. This is the most significant configuration in the chart for this moment, as this is the transformation point for each of us and humanity as a whole if we are going to transform the lead into gold. The opportunity for growth is massive, but it takes the courage of a lion to willingly drop our masks and look into the depths of our beings for the spark buried in ancestral trauma, karmic debris, and dark programming that has left us second-guessing ourselves and doubting our built-in guidance mechanisms that have rusted out through lack of use. Scorpio is about power, where we find it, how we use it, and to whom we give it away. If early in your development you were told you were not smart enough, thin enough, rich enough, attractive enough, or just plain not good enough, and so not worthy of love, then internalizing this message puts you in the land of the hungry ghosts. Now is the time to pull ourselves out of this place of lack and yearning that Venus square Chiron is pointing our awareness towards. Just like the lower form of Scorpio can transform to the eagle and then the phoenix, so too can we rise above this plane of existence by opening our hearts that we may heal and rediscover the land of milk and honey. The Sun and Moon are in the first decan of Leo, which is ruled by Saturn. This takes the normally playful and fun-loving Leo vibes and puts a more serious spin on the situation. I will explain the significance of decans in more detail in the next moon report. These placements are significant in chart interpretation and add nuances to the ways we can approach the star map and apply it to our daily lives. When looking for an underlying theme or potent energetic string by which to weave our reality into a positive continuum, these are the clues the universe presents to support our goals. Case in point, the new moon will be in proximity to the cluster of stars known as the Beehive in the constellation of Cancer. The gate of man, or silver gate, where souls enter the incarnation cycle, is in the heart of the constellation Cancer. Directly opposite is the gate of souls, or golden gate, in Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, where souls leave the body. These cardinal points are associated with the portals represented by the solstices in summer and winter, when the sun crosses the ecliptic. Although I am not a fatalist, there is an element of destiny associated with these pivotal moments that can't be denied and should be utilized to our advantage. I would like to offer you an Eastern perspective on this point in space that the Sun and Moon will occupy on Thursday, so you can see the overlap regardless of cultural diversity. The star cluster Greeks referred to as Precipe is known as Huishu in ancient China, whose astrologers compared it to a cloud of pollen blown from willow catkins. This nebula is perceived to be located in the Hindu 6th nakshatra known as Pushra, the flower, with Brihaspati, the priest and teacher of the gods, as the presiding divinity. It was sometimes figured as a crescent or head of an arrow, and meaning prosperous. In Egyptian hieroglyphs, the bee was associated with royalty based on their organization around a queen, wealth being the product of diligence and a group effort on the part of the hive to produce honey. In Orphic teachings, souls were symbolized by bees as they migrate in swarms. Bees are industrious, diligent, and obedient. What we need to be aware of is that a hive mind also has its downside, as blind obedience to a concept or ideology can lead to tyrannical manipulations, as history has proven with the introduction of communism that occurred in connection with this star cluster. It is also important to be aware that both world wars were activated by outer planets in this area of the sky. So what is the main message to take away from the signs in the sky as we stand at the end of the 7th month of 2022? Use the stability of the fixed signs to dive into the deep waters of our collective subconscious to purge all outdated, self-serving hierarchical systems and leap into the future with the courage of a majestic lion pouncing into the unknown with an open heart. And fear not. The crystal and plant kingdom are your allies every step of your journey. Carry a ruby in your pocket over the next month to protect against hostility, attract prosperity, and fortify the blood so the heart can work more efficiently. If you're feeling overcome with anxiety, restlessness, or insomnia, then be sure to dab a couple drops of diluted lavender oil on your wrists and inhale the aroma through the course of the day when waves of worry disturb your peace of mind and take you out of the present moment. For those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, enjoy the beauty of the first fall harvest known in some circles as Lunasa or Lamas. All of our friends in the Southern Hemisphere, I wish you a smooth and pleasant transition into a new season of growth and all that the spring brings into your life. Until we meet again in 2 weeks for a full moon report.